Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building, man. You guys know what time it is. We are back, the AFC West Roundup Show. I am one of your hosts, Graphk Raider, the one loser on this screen this week. I got my brother Ben with me. How you feeling, Ben?
You mean like what do I feel like being at the top of the AFC West? We're back, baby.
It's week 7.
Go.
We also have Darcy. This is the perfect week, Raider Nation.
You guys can't see me?
No, and it's better that way.
Oh my gosh.
Some people say you have what's called a punchable face.
This is so much better. This is actually so much better that we don't have to see Darcy today. This is great, but salute to everybody here in the building because I know that Darcy is going to run his mouth, but he's going to do it in a very roundabout, arrogant way. Like, what else did you expect? You know, this is what we do. Blah, blah, blah.
So true.
You know, so on. So we'll get there, but we're going to talk to our brother Ben first because he's been missing in action the last few weeks. You know, we have family first always. I know my brother's been doing his thing. How are we feeling about this Broncos team, man? Back-to-back weeks. You know, you find a way to squeak out a victory. Back-to-back New York teams, nonetheless. That fourth quarter was crazy, man. Absolutely bonkers. What happened in this game, and why did you guys have to come back from on that lowly New York Giants team?
Yeah, well, I think Sean Payton even said it. Like, this New York Giants team has had this shot in the arm since Jackson Dart got put in there. And Sean Payton is in a little crossfire fight right now with Russell Wilson because Sean kind of took a shot at Russell Wilson by saying on the press conference, yeah, I was talking to their owner. We were really hoping they weren't going to make that change till later in the year. And then Russ just tweeted out, can't believe he's still bounty gating. I'm just like, Russell Wilson, you are a
plus years of bounty gating. I love it. Talk, Russ. Talk.
Russell Wilson. But I mean, the deal is they are playing absolutely possessed. They beat the Chargers. They beat the Eagles on a short week. And the game they lost to the Saints, they had 5 pretty fluky turnovers, and it's hard to win a game in that. So I don't think they're as bad as folks think they will. Or think they are, but I think the reason it was so tight is not to make excuses, but I'm gonna.
The team's not very good.
Well, we're better than you, and teams you've lost to, we've beat, and yeah. But we'll get to you, Darce. Don't even worry, man. But I mean, the Broncos 3 weeks ago were playing in Philly, and 6 days before that were playing Monday Night Football, and then they flew to London. And then their first team in NFL history to fly straight from London back to Colorado and not take a bye week.
Yeah.
And Sean always said this was the game that would jet lag catches up to you and all that. So expect a way better offensive performance against the Cowboys on Sunday.
Well, the crazy thing was the passing game got rolling when you guys were behind in the fourth quarter. Bo Nix had to throw the football 50 times, you guys. 50 times, 27 for 50, 279 in the air. He had 2 touchdowns. The good thing was your second year, cornerstone quarterback he had 0 picks. So there was no turnovers there. He was sacked twice, a QBR of 82.1. The ground game was rolling too, though, man. J.K. Dobbins, 14 carries, 81 on the ground. Bo Nix ran for 2 touchdowns as well, 5 carries for 48 yards. The defense, initially, they were kind of letting Jackson Dart have his way with them, man. 283 in the air, 3 touchdowns. He did throw a nasty pick. It was Benito that hit him, right? It was on that play where he ran into him and he forced him to throw that pick. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think it was Alex Singleton. Benito was closing on one side, but yeah, he was definitely getting tackled when that happened. But dude, Jackson Dart's numbers were so inflated on one of the flukiest touchdown catches I've ever seen, and then a busted coverage, and then
how did that happen?
Well,
how could that have happened?
Talk, Darcy, talk.
Darcy, your camera's not on, bro. Oh wait. And then
get louder.
His 65-yard touchdown drive, right, to go ahead. 53 of them were bogus penalty yards. So I'm not worried about the defense.
I mean, you really are 1 kick away from losing that ball game, though. Let's not act like the Giants didn't have an opportunity to still win this football game. I mean, you guys did what you were supposed to do at home. Let me ask you, what was the defense's problem early on in that game? Because they went up pretty big on you guys. They didn't really have their way on the ground. Scatterboo was doing his thing, 16 carries, 60 yards. But you guys kind of held him under 4 yards a carry. He didn't have any touchdowns on the ground. Tyrone Tracy Jr. looked pretty good. 9 carries, 46 yards. He had a touchdown. They did have 119 on the ground, but that was from the duo. I thought the Scatterboo was going to actually have a way better game than this. But what happened with the defense early on? Because you guys did get to him 4 times, and you did cause a turnover there. But what was going on? Like honestly, what was going on with the defense early on?
Yeah, it just felt like we'd get him in third, it was run, pass, and we'd get him in 3rd and long, and the pocket would be collapsing, and he's let himself some extra time, and then somebody pops open because we were loading the box to stop the run.
Yeah.
But like I said, you take away one of those touchdown passes from. Did you see that one where they got tipped, like our defender closed on, and it was and he still runs into the end zone celebrating like that was the dude he was throwing it to. Those 50 yards of his production there. You give him short fields with some bogus PI that even Richard Sherman and, unbiased people are tweeting about. Like, it was pretty bogus. So
let me ask you this, man. Coming off of back-to-back against, well, yes, but we'll focus on the last 2. The Jets. London's always tough to play, right? So that was a close game. The Giants, very, very close. This is not sustainable, Ben. You got to find a way to consistently be good on the offensive side of the football. And sometimes your defenses kind of went through these mental lapses as well, where it's like they're giving pretty bad teams opportunities to win these football games. You are on top of the division. What are you, 5-2 right now?
Yes, sir.
So you can talk all the shit you want. I look, I'm not here to downplay you guys' success, but the later it gets in the season, I mean, it's going to be more difficult to win these kind of football games, right?
Yeah, it will. But our Achilles heel last year is that we were 1-8 in 1-score games, and I guess 1-5. We're 1-8 in Sean's career. But this year we've learned to win those 1-score games. So I still think the blowouts are coming, and they already have happened with beating Cincinnati, and then we see Cincinnati beat the Steelers. Like, the Broncos are a good football team, and we're making a deep run in the playoffs.
Yeah, Roach, half a sack, Zach Allen, half, Jonathan Cooper, 1.5, Q Robinson, he got a half as well. So you guys definitely got the Jackson Dart 4 times. The defense showed up when it mattered the most. Darcy, how do you feel about this game, brother?
By deep playoff run, do you happen to mean a wild card berth and then immediate?
As he went.
Now we can't hear you either. So.
Oh, yep. Darcy, you know what? This is a perfect week to skip the Raiders.
This is the worst fucking day of my life. You hear me now?
Yeah, you're good.
This is the worst fucking day of my life. Anyway, how do you expect to win in January when your quarterback's dog shit? How do you expect to do that? I don't have to, question that with my quarterback. Bo Nix has had, we can call him Mr. Sophomore because he has been fucking slumping all of this year, and you've been winning in spite of him. And guess what? When you get to the playoffs and you're actually going to face good teams, not the Giants, not the Jets, you're going to have to play us. You're going to have to play even the Bills, who took your fucking lunch money last year. They would do it again.
Hey, Darcy, the team that took your lunch money in the Super Bowl, we just beat at home. And the team that beat you this year, we beat it. Like,
Ben, you would
Darcy,
get on
we
your
have a better
hands
record
and
than you,
knees
and
if you
every
could go to the
team
Super
you've
Bowl.
played.
You would get down on your hands and knees.
Oh, and then
he's gone again. Darcy, every team that you have played, we have outplayed. Like, you scored 22 on this New York Giants defense. Bo Nix put up 33.
What was the margin of victory, Ben? What was the margin of victory?
You played Russell Wilson, and we played Jackson Dart. Like, I love to see you guys play.
Way more than you did.
Okay, you played Russell Wilson. We played Jackson Dart. We just beat the Eagles, who you got beat to at home, and we played them on the road. Like, we're a better team than you right now.
Well, let me ask you this real quick. I have to disagree. Well, let me interject, and then we'll get to what's going on with you moving forward, Ben. You have the Dallas Cowboys on the menu next week at home, right? Back-to-back home games. So, and that offense is a juggernaut right now. Yeah. Dallas is probably the best offense in football right now. So it's going to be definitely a test for that defense. But what was I going to say? I totally forgot because KC Sports Report, man. Darcy, you're throwing us off right now, man. This is why we're not live on Ben's channel with you. You know this, right, Darcy? All the F-bombs today is the reason why we are not live on
Family
Ben's
show.
channel.
We got
it's just nasty.
That potty mouth.
Yeah, just potty mouth. Just you know what? I'm done with it. Quick look at that Dallas game. Are you worried?
Oh, for sure, dude. Like, I'm worried because that offense is ridiculous, and the defense hasn't been as big of a drop off as I was expecting it to be. And you got two elite wide receivers there, and Javonte wants to prove that the Broncos were wrong and that it's going to be a Javonte revenge game. So, and Broncos have won 4 in a row. It's hard to keep your dog up there, but I guess, winning a historic game, like it broke so many NFL records, and you just hope that gives them the confidence to go in and say we can score at any time. We don't have to wait till the fourth quarter.
How does it feel to get Dre Greenlaw back? 6 total tackles, a solo, a QB hit, and then boom, he's suspended for a game.
Oh man, my video today, I just there is definitive proof and receipts that the NFL hates Sean Payton. And no, bro. I know you. It makes me sound like I don't.
I'm a Raider fan, so I just laugh at anything with hate because I know it. I'm used to it.
But I know it makes me sound like I think that Goodell killed JFK, which he probably did. But it's ridiculous, man. Like the video I dropped today talks about they did some studies in the Saints, Peyton's last 4 years there in New Orleans, had the least amount of penalties called for their opposition 4.5 or 5 years in a row. Yeah. And statisticians plotted it out and said the chances of that randomly happening are 0.0007. And they hate Sean Payton. So I think that's the Greenlaw thing, and it makes me furious.
Well, Denver has Dallas on the menu this week at home. It's going to be a great test for both teams. Dallas's defense is struggling mightily right now, and that's why we're hearing all these rumors about Max Crosby being a potential trade target, as our brother Darcy.
You guys fucking see me?
Woo! He's back.
My internet is dog shit right now.
Back-to-back weeks of Garbell Wi-Fi from our guy Darcy.
Honestly, we thought Josh Simmons just took your camera wherever he's hiding out, bro.
Maybe he did, but
yo, any final thoughts, Darcy, on this Denver game?
I mean, you guys got lucky. You had a Chiefs 1-score win in the year of 2025. You're 5-2. Congratulations. I'll give you cookies. I think the Chiefs are going to eat your cookies when we play you, but I think you can celebrate being 5-2 for the first time in a long time. But guess what? Success, as the Los Angeles Chargers could tell you, it doesn't last long.
I'm live. I'll cry right back there.
Doesn't last long, my friend.
As my wife calls me. I have to say this, Ben, because you did say that the Denver Broncos are better than the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, are we smoking crack in Denver? What are we doing?
Record-wise, you can talk your talk. I hear you, but this Kansas City Chiefs team looks different, man, on both sides of the ball right now.
He saw it live and in living color.
Look, and we're gonna get there shortly.
Outplayed Pat Mahomes, and I'm not
according to PFF, right?
Yeah. PFF.
Yeah. You know what? Geno had a way better game than Patrick Mahomes, statistically, way more efficient. He found the end zone 0 times. I think he had a phenomenal outing against Kansas City at Arrowhead. Let's talk about this Chargers game real quick before we get into the elephant in the room here, because I want Darcy to absolutely chew my just go ahead, bro. Just do whatever you need to do because we deserve it. This team did not show up, but real quick, Colts beat the Chargers 38-24. Colts have the best record in football right now. If the playoffs started today, they're number 1 in our conference. They have been killing it. Jonathan Taylor, 3 touchdowns. Once again, had a big game. This is 3 weeks back to back, I believe, right? Where he's had 3 touchdowns. I could be wrong, but he's had 3 games in the last 3 or 4 weeks where he's had 3 touchdowns. This dude is absolutely killing it. Daniel Jones did his thing, but the Chargers are slowly getting it. I think Joe Alt was back out there, right?
He didn't play, but they had that Khalil Mack.
Okay. So Khalil's back, but Joe Alt, I know he was back at practice and in limited capacity. So it looks like they're starting to get a little bit healthier. They're 4-3. They're still only a game back in the division. But any thoughts on this? Herbert had to throw the football more than Bo Nix. He threw 55 times. Now, once again, they were down pretty big the entire game. But he threw for 420 yards. He threw 2 nasty picks. He did have 3 touchdowns. Anything to say about this game? The Chargers' rushing attack is absolutely terrible without Amarion Hampton and Najee Harris. They've been struggling to run the ball. But I have to say this, Arande Gatson, this dude is phenomenal. This is the guy that I was telling you guys about that I interviewed at the Shrine Bowl from Syracuse. had 7 catches for 164 yards, averaged 23.4 a clip, and he also had a touchdown. So Herbert is finding ways to turn some of these guys into potential stars. I mean, once again, they are struggling to stay healthy, but this is still a team to be very afraid of once they can get Joe Walt back in the mix. Slater's gone. You know what I mean? He'll be gone for the season, but any thoughts on this game?
You want to go?
It's all you, Darce.
I think the Chargers have showed us that they're the same old Chargers, man. And it sucks, not really, but it sucks for them because it's never because, oh man, they got out coached. Oh man, they just don't have the talent. They've got the talent. They just can't not stay healthy. Like, they are always banged up, but at a certain point, that's your fault. If you can't stay healthy and it's always the same team and the same players, go get different players. Go get different people that aren't going to miss half the season.
Or, dude, get a training staff that prioritizes. Like, that's
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, listen.
And you're in Los Angeles. You would think, right?
Well, their team doctor, I mean, basically almost killed Tyrod Taylor, and like that. I mean, it's a long history of their medical staff. And maybe it's not all the medical staff.
I can't say anything. They almost killed Trent Brown the exact same way, but go ahead. Yeah.
But it's always injuries, man. And they started off 3-0. And does anyone think that they're going to win the division?
No.
I
never would have thought, like, after we lost to them, like, I still knew we'd win the division. I just thought it would take us till week 18 to climb over them.
And the clips of this stream are going to hit like crack.
Well, dude, you said that was going to happen by week 8. Like, you've said that a lot of times, and every time you've ever said something about the Broncos, you've been wrong. Kind of like the Rashid Rice suspension.
So literally at every turn, minus the Super Bowl.
Okay, well, that's a pretty big one.
Let's get to the shits, Darcy. Okay, let's.
I feel like I'm going to be a little easier on you.
Well, you know what? I don't want you to, even though I know you. I know the reasoning behind it, right? Because this is just a rough football team to cover this year. I went through 4-13 with you guys last season, and week in and week out, it was still fun. We had fun. We always talked our talk, and we did what we did over at the round table. Either way, it was always just laughs. At this point, I'm checked out, you guys. Like, I'm literally like, to the point where it's like, I just don't even really feel with this team anymore. Like, we went out there and got absolute 3 first downs, Darcy, the entire game for this offense. 3 first downs.
Really only 2 first downs. The other one came from penalties.
I mean, it's Comedy Central. I think we had 18 minutes of time of possession. Like that's it. That's it. 0 touchdowns, 0 field goals. Geno Smith went out there, shit the bed. The defense absolutely shit the bed. This was just a disgusting performance from top to bottom with the Raiders. I mean, Kenny Pickett goes in and gets his first snap and fumbles the football. And the irony is Jerry Tillery, a former Raider, falls on the football to give Kansas City the ball back. It's just like anything that can go wrong with this football team. Geno had 67 yards in the air, you guys. And he was only sacked 1 time. We had 25 yards on the ground. 25 yards. 25. Ashton Genty only carried the football 6 times. They waited until we went down 14-0 to even try to get the ball in Ashton Genty's hands. This was absolutely disgusting. The Chiefs just literally toyed with this football team, like both sides of the ball. Like, literally, like when you said Gardner Minshew was going to come in, I really was like, no, this is not going to happen. And he came in
different than I expected.
Bro, they could have nilled the ball in the third quarter, the rest of the game. Yeah. Like, they could have just nilled it. And this was a disgusting display of football. I think the only reason that they did that, Darcy, was because how much respect Andy Reid has for Pete Carroll. Yeah. That's it. If this was AP or any of those other guys, they would have just put up 100 burger on us and just disrespected the absolute shit out of us. But because of the respect he has for Pete, I believe he was like, you know what? Let's just take a knee these last 3 or 4 minutes and let's just get the hell out of here. Mahomes and those guys are drinking vodka on the sidelines and shit. They don't even care. From what I heard, and there was some people that were in the audience earlier in the show on Coffee and Combo that said that some of the veteran Raiders were on the sideline just laughing. Like Landon Roberts, Jamal Adams, all they can do is just laugh. But this was just it looked like the Raiders didn't even belong in this league. Like honestly, it looks like they just completely don't belong. Darcy, how do you feel about this game? Once again, some of those just the Gardner Minshew, you got try to get him involved, trick play. It was just like they were just like, look, we can do whatever we want on this football team. I'm just gonna hand it over to you because I have nothing to say about this Raiders football team. Go ahead.
I'll say this: the Chiefs are the big bad pimp on the block, fur coat, cane, handful of rings, and they just beat you like the bitch you are. Because I cannot believe
that's taking it easy
that you guys got off the bus in Kansas. You might as well just have stayed on the bus. I think the bus driver could have probably kicked a field goal. Like you guys, and you said it, that like legitimately may have been the worst showing that I've seen at any level of football.
Ever.
College, peewee, high school. I mean, you guys didn't look like you had pro athletes out there.
Darcy is texting me during the game, me and Ben is saying, I did not know you guys were this bad.
I genuinely, I was like, I knew you guys were bad, but it's like that, you know, meme where the guy holding up the sign that says our expectations were low, but holy fuck. That's the Raiders. That's what the Raiders are. Because you came into this is a divisional game. And the Chiefs wiped their ass with your entire franchise, spit on you. And then, you know what? They said, we respect this head coach over there. We're going to ease up. They could have put up 55 points. Easily. I mean, and honestly, my favorite moment from this game, and maybe this says a little bit about the person that I am, I enjoyed the camera panning over to the Raiders sideline and seeing Pete Carroll with his hands on his knees just looked broken. Like he just looked like Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes broke this elderly gentleman. And he had to sit there and watch as his quarterback sat back in the pocket, made stupid decisions with the football. He could not move the chains.
No.
I mean, I understand that you guys were without Jacoby Myers and Brock Bowers. I think you guys would have needed Jesus Christ himself to save you on that football field because nobody was making a difference.
And you know what? Pete benched JPJ because Chris Jones completely just bitched him.
I mean, it basically was Chris Brown the way he hit him. Like Chris Brown.
Yes. Gave him the Rihanna treatment. Yes.
Chris Jones just killed him.
Yeah. And Geno still in the game. You know, they benched JPJ. He's struggling at right guard. They put Alex Kappa in, but they don't bench Geno. Essentially, they took Geno out later on because the game was just so far away that they brought in Kenny Pickett, but nothing could go the Raiders' way. Like at all. It was so funny. I honestly at the half, I knew what time it was. And if I didn't do this for a living, I would have just not even watched the rest of the football game. I'd be like, whatever. I already know where this is going. But the thing was that Mahomes, he fed everybody. Like you get a ball, you get a ball, you get a ball. 152 on the ground, okay, and receiving wise, everybody damn near, their stats look damn near the same. Yeah. Kelsey had 54 yards, Rice 42 with 2 touchdowns. Thank God, because I had him in fantasy. I don't care.
I told you Rasheed Rice was going to kill. Really, I mean, it wasn't just Rasheed Rice, though.
No, Brashard Smith, Tyquan Thornton had 1 for 40. Juju had 35. Xavier Worthy had 35. Noah Gray had 28. And Hollywood Brown was the only one, I guess, that got held in check, 2 for 14. But
a touchdown.
This was just an absolute display of dominance this past Sunday at Arrowhead. This is a very, very bad Raiders football team. Jacoby went out today and they asked him if he still wanted to be traded. He said, yes, of course. You know, he still wants out. The whole Max Crosby stuff now. I reached out to him. I'm waiting to get a response. I'm waiting, trying to see if there's something, you know, I don't think that Max is going to give me any real information anyways. But, you know, the news broke today that, you know, Trey Wingo said the Raiders in Dallas have talked about a potential trade with Max. From what I'm hearing, it's cap. You know, from what I'm hearing is bullshit. But you never know. The trade deadline is right around the corner, November 4th. Jacoby's out of here. At this point, if we're going to just burn this bitch down, you need to burn this bitch down. If Max is the only guy that can field you any type of real draft capital to fix this, I love Max, and I would rather have him retire a Raider and stay here forever. But this guy deserves so much better than this, man.
I'll say that really quickly. Taking the bias out of it, like if I was to build the Raiders back up, into a formidable franchise, which I forgot to mention, you guys are the worst franchise in football since 2002.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What you need to do, and this is not popular whatsoever, you need to sell everybody. If your name is Max Crosby, you're gone. You can keep Genty and Bowers.
That's it.
Everybody else can go to Cancun, go find another team. It doesn't matter. You cannot hold on to that guy because Max Crosby is worth something. You could get maybe a first, maybe probably not.
Dude,
but
at least 2 firsts for Max Crosby. If Micah Parsons went for 2 firsts, Micah Parsons was 2 firsts and an all-pro player, and he gets paid $47 million a year, and Max is $35 a year. You get at least 2 firsts.
Also, the knee injury and back injury that took him out of that game. So he missed the entire second half.
Micah Parsons takes an epidural before every game, bro, and they're paying him $47 million. If you don't get 2 firsts for Max, you don't.
Look, that's the only way I would even think about it was just 2 firsts. But I don't think that I'm not doing anything less than that, and I don't want a player back at all because this team is not ready to compete. So if anything, you just need to stack draft capital. But once again,
do you get why we were telling you Genty was a bad pick? Like, you don't build a team around that's a cupcake when you're going through an all-you-can-eat steak bar.
By the time that Genty will actually be of use to you, he will probably be in the 4th year of his deal.
Yeah. Well, you could pick up a 5th-year option as well.
Then you'd extend him, but I'm just saying, you guys take it from me. You got to burn this thing down. Everybody's got to go because you have to start over, and you got to start over with someone that can at least be here in 3 years. Pete Carroll is doing what he did at the end of his Seattle tenure in Vegas, and we wonder why you guys are so bad.
Yeah. And it's crazy is I didn't think that this team could get any worse than last year. We did our first show in the offseason, and I just said, look, our expectations are raised a little bit because it can't get any worse. It looks bad. But once again, it's so crazy because you go out, it's just like last year. Remember we beat Baltimore in week 2?
That's
we beat New England in week 1.
How sure are you that it's done this year? Because New England's one of the best teams in football, beat Buffalo, and it wasn't even close. And that's what I remember watching that game.
Teams take time to figure it out, though, Ben. You know this. I mean, look, the Chiefs started off what 0-3?
They started off 0-2.
Okay, 0-2.
And then the refs wouldn't let them lose to the Lions. Yeah.
Baltimore started off 0-2 last year, and they went on a run, right? So sometimes it takes teams to, figure it out a little bit. This team is not going to figure it out. We got Jacksonville after the bye week, and they're coming off of a loss, a nasty loss to the Rams, and I don't know who they face this week.
They must have a bye too because they're coming back from London, right?
Yeah. Well, maybe they do. I don't know.
Do you think is Brock going to be back after the bye?
Yes, he will be back.
Dude, I just don't get if Baltimore's still playing for the playoffs and they're worse than you, and Bengals are still playing for the playoffs. I just don't think it's time to phone it in yet. And I think you trust the process with the Sixers. It doesn't work. You need a dude like Max on that team. So whoever you draft, you say this is the standard. If you get rid of any leadership, that's a tough thing for a rebuild.
No, I agree. And I love what my guy said in the chat too. Dan said the Patriots have a young quarterback to build around, and Drake May has looked phenomenal this year. And we don't have that. You can't win ball games when you got Geno out there throwing 10 picks. It's either 10 picks or nothing. And this last week was just completely a goose egg. So, but once again,
do you think Pete Carroll gets fired at the end of the year?
This is the thing, and I've said this before, and I know that Mark said that they're exercising patience right now and that Pete's not going anywhere and that Spytek's not going anywhere. I don't think our general manager is going anywhere. I don't think that this was his first or even second pick at the head coaching spot. I think that we just kind of settled there with Pete when Ben went to Chicago. But I do. I think that this is going to be a resignation. I think they respect Pete enough to allow him to walk and just kind of walk into retirement and leave at least on a solid note without being fired.
And Matt Nagy will be the next head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders.
No, you don't throw that on. Don't put that on me right there, bro. Don't do that. Okay. But and once again, Baltimore is still fighting, Ben, because Lamar Jackson will be back. They have a star quarterback.
Dead.
Huh?
They're dead. They're gone. They're done. They're not.
Well, honestly, they're 1-5. I mean, what really? What are they? How far are they behind right now with the last spot in the AFC?
Wait. 1-5. No, they're 1-6, I think.
No, 1-5. They had a bye. But if they can sweep the Steelers, they're right back in it after the Steelers just lost to the freaking Bengals, dude. They're not out of it, man.
I'm trying to see. Where's the standings? I'm trying to find the standings right now.
So see right there where it says the Broncos are at the top of the AFC West. Click on that, and then I just go like this, boy. 6-7.
Oh my God. Okay, so look. The Chargers have the 6th spot right now. Okay, they're 4-3.
Who's out of the playoffs? Oh, Chiefs are. Oh, that's right.
Well, the Chiefs and Jags,
the betting
Jags
favorite to win the Super Bowl. So make sense, Ben.
But honestly, it's crazy. We're still like 2.5 games back with a ton
That's
of
what
football.
I'm saying, dude. It's too early, man. And Pete's like, you think Pete Carroll's gonna start tanking? No way.
No. Ben.
No.
They're a dumpster fire on skates. You're not going to put out this dumpster fire. You've got a talent issue. You don't have talent. You don't have good coaching right now. You're not just going to turn this thing around. You're 2-5. If anything, I hate to say it, it's going to get a lot worse.
Hey, real quick. Tom Pelissero just put it out 4 minutes ago. Raiders met with star defensive end Max Crosby today to let him know they aren't shopping him and will not trade him. According to sources telling me and Slater NFL. While other teams are interested, the Raiders are not interested in moving their best player, and Crosby wants to stay in Las Vegas. Nobody wants to win more than Max Crosby, and he wants to do it with the Raiders, despite various rumors with the trade deadline 2 weeks ago or 2 weeks away. The face of the franchise is not leaving Las Vegas. So there you have it. So our guy will stick around. Once again, he just got his new deal. He said it before. I'm a Raider. I want to see this thing through. All I'm saying is this: if the Raiders were entertaining it right now, would be the time to try to get whatever capital you could, because we need to sell as high as possible right now because we're nowhere near competing. But Robert, I appreciate you on the $2 special, brother. Salute to 2-4. This is Fats. Matt Nagy sucks. Spags, maybe. Well, we interviewed him and we chose to go in another direction. So, and his defense just shut us out. It would have been.
I don't even know if he can save you, man. I really don't.
No, no, for sure. He's not, and he wouldn't be a good head coach. Honestly, he needs to be a defensive coordinator. That's who he is at heart. But I mean, you guys have any more thoughts on this? I know Ben has to go pick up one of the kids here shortly. Any thoughts on the Raiders? I mean, honestly, it's just a murder show. I mean,
I feel it kind of just confirmed everything that I've said over the past couple weeks. It's just like, no, but like mainly the Chiefs offense isn't a joke anymore. That getting back Rashee Rice and getting back Xavier Worthy, like, they won 15 games last year, not really being all – they didn't have a punch. Like, they were just going to slowly beat you, and it made it even more impressive that they were able to, run through the regular season like that. But now they have, right now, a top 3 scoring offense, and their defense is top 5. And I know Ben's probably sitting back in, Denver right now, and he's like, oh, we're first place in the West. I guarantee you, if we could hook you up to one of those lie detector tests, you are scared shitless of what we have coming for you, because the pressure's on you. We started off 0-2.
There's no pressure on us, bro.
On you.
We're dethroning you, and nothing is gonna feel better.
Their game back. Now, this is the thing. Kansas City's schedule is kind of crazy right now, Darcy. The Commanders are struggling. You can get through them pretty quick.
Daniels.
Yeah.
Is that confirmed?
Yeah, he's not playing.
Didn't he like tear his hamstring or something like that?
He did. They said that he's week to week, but Adam Schefter was like, yeah, he's not playing on Sunday. Or Monday. So
I just, then after that, you have a couple rough weeks back to back as well, right?
Buffalo, and then we play the Colts.
This is like your gauntlet right now, a part of your schedule right now.
The whole schedule has been a gauntlet. I mean, just go back and look at it. We played a really good schedule, and, we survived until we got our number 1 wide receiver back. And I think, the same could be said. Denver's schedule gets tougher as well. And just based on your previous 3 weeks, those aren't guaranteed wins.
No.
Darcy, every team you've said is hard that you've played, we've played them better than you have. So
would not beat the Lions. I can tell you very clearly.
Okay, you would not have beat the Eagles, and you didn't beat the Eagles. You would not have played the Chargers tough, and you didn't play the Chargers tough. You're gonna get mollywopped by the Colts, and you guys probably aren't gonna make the playoffs. I'm keeping it a buck, dude. Like, congrats, you beat the Raiders. Like,
they're the betting favorite to win.
Okay, yeah, bets are never wrong. You know who else was the betting favorite? Kamala Harris and Hillary Clinton. Stuff on that. Like 100%, dude. They actually were. So
talk, man. Yeah. Talk.
I think not only are they making the playoffs, You beat Buffalo, you beat Indianapolis, and we're going to have a 1 seed conversation. And that is a place that I don't
They're
think
definitely not beating Indy. Like Indy's gonna
I think
dog walk you. No, you're not.
I think we'll probably realistically we'll split either Buffalo or Indy.
I think you'll beat Buffalo. I think Indy beats you.
They're
on fire right now.
I do not think teams like the Bills, the Chiefs. I mean, if the Ravens made the playoffs somehow, if they got in,
which is very possible because
that's Daniel Jones. You think Daniel Jones is going to be a world beater in January? I'm picking whoever is playing the Colts to beat them.
They have a great play caller and they have a great running back and a really good O-line. So like Daniel Jones is protected.
A play. I'm telling you, 95% of all playoff games come down to whose quarterback is better. Who makes more plays? So
Ben acting like the Godfather towards Darcy.
Dude, 2-4 is the best, man. He rolls up on my stream sometimes. I appreciate him.
This is my guy.
Ben, I think you were going to be very. I think
I hate that Darcy made that thumbnail too, Ben. I hate that who's going to win the division. And he had the nerve to put Geno on the thumbnail.
I didn't know what other notable Raiders player to put.
You should have just put Herbert, bro, and we shouldn't have had shit on our end. It just should have just been Herbert and Bo Nix and Patrick Mahomes.
Well, so I'll ask this, Graphk. You saw it live and in living color. Who do you think is going to win the division?
The Chiefs.
You really do, Graphk.
Ben, I really, truly do. If they continue.
Ben, he saw the pants down ass spanking. And the funny thing, we get to play you guys again in your home.
Well, hopefully by that time you guys are already keyed in and
yeah.
And we can steal one at home. But well, even then, we probably just want to lose anyway, so we can find some better draft capital and get our quarterback of the future. But Ben, I have to say this. You guys have just been winning by it's just tough, bro. You cannot continue to win games, especially against back-to-back two.
Dude, I just hate that like last year when Darcy won 5 one-score games, he literally just said it and I wanted to stop him, but his camera was finally working, so I thought I'd let him talk. But he literally was like, that's what made us so impressive last year, winning all these one-score games. And when it's
last 2 games, you won by 3 points to 2 teams that combined are 2 and 5 plus 7, 13? 2 and 13.
Difference between what the Chiefs do and what your franchise does. Because the Chiefs having that kind of season after winning back-to-back Super Bowls is a little different than your team that got, I won't say that your team that got just absolutely blown out in the wild card round last year, and your quarterback hasn't played well this year. I don't know what you're seeing. Bo Nix has not been good.
He hasn't. And I like what my guy Raiders Shield just said. Broncos won a game in a fashion that was historical. You can't expect to win like that week.
And I hate to say it, a lot of it was probably because of the whole DT thing, and they're fired up, and it just felt like destiny. That felt very destiny-like.
Yeah. And once again,
if we beat Dallas, are you guys going to give us some respect?
Dallas, I don't think Dallas is very good.
I think that Dallas beats the hell out of Denver.
Oh, I don't
in Denver
think that moves the needle. I think that's the Chiefs beating.
Bro, their offense is insane right now, Darcy. Like that's the best offense in football right now.
Well, I guess you guys can't score though, so that's
if Bo is going to continue to be inconsistent, this would be the week for Bo Nix to figure it out. I'll tell you that. But either way, this is going to be a shootout because that's a great Dallas offense. And if their defense can just show up somewhat, and Bland is a baller. Bland's a baller. Another pick 6 this past week. I'm just saying, Ben, I don't know, bro. Like this, too inconsistent on both sides of the football. When the defense is on, they're the best defense in football. And then they give up 30 plus to a Giants team that is 2-5. And the Chiefs, they're just
they were 2-1. They were like 2-1 with Jackson Dart, and
also lost to the Saints with Jackson Dart. So there's that.
Oh, wait, Ben.
There's that.
Well, I mean, we've covered it. Darcy had to like pop off at that point, but they beat the Chargers, who you guys said had one of the best defenses in football. The other best defense in football that just beat you, the Philadelphia Eagles, Darcy, they also beat them on a short week. So yes, they had 5 turnovers.
And it's a very different result. I think
I'll say this, regardless of anything, it's going to come down to either one of you two. Chargers are not healthy. Slater losing him and Joe Alt whenever he's going to be back. That's tough for those guys to come back from. I do believe the Chargers are still going to be in the thick of things in terms of a wild card. This may be another year where all three teams make this division because they make the playoffs because the AFC is so bad. It's so wide open right now. I can see all three teams make it, but it's going to come down to one of you guys to win this division. I'm going to say this. If you can go out there and have a statement win against the Cowboys at home this week, Ben, then maybe we can look at this thing a little different because once again, Darcy's starting to enter that tough part of the schedule after the Commanders. You got Buffalo, once again, you have Indy, but this team, to me, they're just firing on all cylinders offensively and defensively. Mahomes just looks totally different. He looks back. This is back to that nonchalant Mahomes where he just goes out. When I seen him walk out and just not give it, like he was just like, I don't give a shit. Just give me the ball. Like I looked at my father-in-law and said, Pops, we about to get fucked up. And that's exactly what happened. Real quick, salute the hug. Congrats, you two jackwagons, for having better teams. Kiss my entire ass. I dislike you both and your ugly faces. Raiders for life. Deuces on the way out. Talk, hug, talk.
I think it's fugly face, not ugly. Yeah,
I guess so.
I think we will find out what Denver is when they play us. Point blank and simple.
Oh, I like that.
I think if you're going to win the division, you're going to have to sweep us.
Ooh.
And I just don't think that's going to happen.
We're a game up on you in an easier schedule, which you always like to point out. So I don't think we're going to have to sweep you, but
you've got more losable games on your schedule that like you just accidentally lose than I think we do.
Real quick, let's go over this. We'll do a quick little preview real fast before Ben has to get out of here. Denver, Dallas. In Denver, one team coming off a big win against the Commanders. Their offense, once again, like I said, they're gelling like crazy right now. That O is going absolutely bananas. Denver 5-2, Denver 3-3-1. The tie game that they had with the Green Bay Packers. They just got CeeDee Lamb back. Him and Pickens is probably one of the best 1-2 duos in football. How are you guys calling this, Darcy?
Oh man, sorry, where is it again? Is it in Denver?
In Denver.
Honestly, I'm going to have the Cowboys winning this game. And the reason being because sometimes coming off of emotional wins, that emotion does not carry over.
Yep.
And I think, you can do that against the Giants. I think, the Cowboys can put up points. I don't know if they can stop anybody, but the Giants defense is one of the worst in the NFL. And you took until the fourth quarter to wake up. And I think if you wake up in the fourth quarter against this Cowboys team, you're going to lose.
You put up 30 in the fourth quarter, right?
33. Yeah.
Shit, 33.
Really like a generational type of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think only 3 other teams have done it in history. But the other, to your point, Darce, 2-17. Sean Payton said the stat today. Teams coming off a last second win like that, the emotion of it for sure. So they got to gear up. I think the Broncos know the offense has to get going, and it gets going this week.
I like what Raiders Shield said. Here's my issue with the turd ball on the panel trying to defend the Chiefs. No offense. Where does the offense continue without a running game? Well, they've been running the football effectively, though.
They ran fine against your defense. They ran for like $150 across everybody.
I think they're a middle of the pack defense offense in terms of the run game, though. So they're
could get better at running the football. Like I'm not going to lie and say that they have the best rushing attack in football, but does Andy Reid like to run the ball? No.
Well, Mahomes has been using his legs, and he's pretty much been leading you guys in terms of rushing yards. And once again, Shield, the trade deadline is right around the corner. There's a guy named Breece Hall that is available out there that some teams are very interested in taking from the Jets. And if the Chiefs somehow, some way find a way to get him, that is going to take that offense to a whole nother level. Pacheco, he's not really him. Hunt is up there in age. They could definitely use another running back out there in Kansas City, but that still doesn't mean that Andy Reid's going to commit to the run game when Mahomes is playing out of his body right now. So, I just
he's the MVP league.
After Baker's performance last night, I definitely may start leaning a little bit more towards Patrick Mahomes for right now. So, Ben, what do you got? Dallas, Denver. I know where you're going.
Broncos I got to pick the Broncos. We're going to win.
Close one?
I would say like 31-28.
Okay, so by 3.
Yeah.
Okay. I think this is going to be You know what? I initially said that Dallas was going to blow you out, and I'm definitely lying about that. I think your defense is phenomenal, and when they show up, they show up, and they're going to have to show up this week against this phenomenal offense. Dak is playing, he's playing at MVP level right now, honestly. And we've seen him do this in previous years, and then kind of come back down to reality. But this is a game where I think this could be a 41-40 like type of game, because both offenses. Well, if Bo Nix can get it together. This is the defense. I'm telling you, Ben, where Bo can figure it out, but he has to. They are struggling on the defensive side of the football. They really have no pressure on the quarterbacks. They need a defensive end. No wonder why they were in on Max Crosby, right? So, but this is a game where Bo can figure it out. I'm going to say it's a close game, but I'm going to say Dallas by a point or maybe in a field goal on the road. And once again, I love what you guys said. Coming off an emotional win like that is tough to replicate back-to-back weeks. But the good thing is you're at home for the second week. So you guys have those guys behind you, but you also have that weather that a lot of teams do not play pretty well, that, you know, you guys have that air out there that is absolutely insane. So I don't know. We'll see. But I got Dallas by 3. Kansas City Commanders, what is it, Monday Night Football? Is it Monday?
Yeah.
Okay, Monday Night Football. I think this is pretty easy, right, you guys? We can all agree that Kansas City is going to beat the hell out of the Commanders, right?
Oh, for sure. Without Jaden, for sure. That defense isn't good. And
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mariota, a backup quarterback, a journeyman at this point. They have 2 backup running backs. The defense has been really bad with the Commanders. I think this is an easy one. So this is a big game for you, Ben, because you guys have to win this game to keep at the top of the division. So we'll see. Other than that, man, you got anything else, Ben? I know right now you got to go get the family and stuff like that, bro. Anything else on the way out?
No, man. It's just cannot wait for Sunday.
Yeah, I love it. I love it,
dude. So don't give up on the year, man. Like,
look, it's still early, right? We're at the bye. Yeah. We're trying to get healthy. Max is hurt. Brock is coming back, and we're about to move Jacoby here soon. All I'm gonna say is this: we're kind of hitting this stretch of football where it's very interesting, because the Jags, who are they right now? I don't know who the Jags are. So they're coming off a bye. We're coming off a bye. We'll face them after the bye at home. Then we have you guys on the road in Denver.
Yep.
And then 4 days later. Yeah. So we're like that's going to be a tough, like back-to-back games, 4 games in 4 days. We're playing 2 games.
Yeah.
That's tough.
But dude, just look at like how much more pumped Darcy is about the year now that they got Rasheed back and getting Jacoby and Brock back. Like, that offense is going to be different, and I just don't think
Jacoby's not going to play.
I don't think Jacoby's going to play. That what he said today, I think that it was loud and clear. The general manager and guys, they're going to say, okay, you know what? He said he definitely still wants to leave, and it looks pretty too late to even try to get a deal together. So I think they would be crazy anyways. Coming off of an injury, why would you throw Jacoby out there to potentially get him hurt and not get anything for him? Then you're sitting back in the offseason hoping you get a comp pick for him. You know what I mean? So look, I don't think Jacoby will ever wear the silver and black again. But if he does, we have a chance. But this team has been really bad, really, really, really bad against good football teams outside of the New England Patriots. So we'll see, man.
All right, I got a piece. You guys are my boys. Much love, y'all.
All love, my brother. Salute to our brother Ben. Darcy, anything on the way out, bro, in terms of this Sunday, man? Any last thoughts? And if you want to just kill me a little bit more for this Raiders Chiefs game, it's all good.
No, I mean, honestly, I feel like I got my Raider hatred out. At a certain point, I definitely still hate you guys, but I kind of understood why Andy Reid had mercy on you, just because it's like you're already dead. I think your season's dead. I think, you know, Ben is very optimistic about you guys. He's optimistic about Baltimore. Big issues. Baltimore's issue is not Lamar Jackson being gone. Baltimore's issue is that they suck defensively, and, you know, their offense was good with Lamar Jackson, but Lamar Jackson got hurt, I want to say, over halfway through that Chiefs game, and the Chiefs were beating the crap out of them. So I think Baltimore's cooked. I think Denver is riding that high right now. I think they're the Chargers of the first 3 weeks. Like, yeah, it's cool to be, you know, at the top of the division. The Chargers had a 3-game lead. They had a 3-game lead on everybody. And they pissed down their leg. And for Ben to sit there, only a game up. Like I would, if we were like 2 games back, 3 games back, I wouldn't be confident. We are a game back. We are a win in a head-to-head matchup away from leapfrogging Denver and taking over first place in the division.
And they have
win away.
And they have a storming going up this way Dallas Cowboys football team, and you have a Commanders team going. And you guys have an extra day off this week.
Yeah. Well, I think the same way that we came out against you guys, I think from what I've been told and from what I've heard from what comes on inside the building, I don't think they were very happy with Sean Payton and his way of beating the Chiefs last year. So I think there might be a message that needs to be sent when we play the Broncos this year. And if it's anything like the message that the Raiders got on Sunday, I don't think that's a message that Ben wants to see.
What does that meme or that GIF, little bro, the Simpsons? He's already dead. Yeah. That was literally Andy Reid just saying, take everybody. Like that was more disrespectful than just continue to whoop our ass. To be honest, it was like you know what I'm saying? Like that's disgusting, bro. Like you don't ever want to face a divisional rival and get a like.
Well, and the crazy thing is like there were tweets that were like, yeah, man, like the Chiefs defense is like they're guys are having to like Tranquil and Watson. They have to like get up and like stretch and jump around because they were so cold from sitting on the bench because the Chiefs had the ball for over 42 minutes of this game. Like,
was it 43 minutes to like 17?
Yeah. I mean, it's just disgusting.
Bruh. Like, and I thought we were at least going to have a fun show this week where it's like, hey, man, that was a fucking battle. You know what I mean? Like, hey, man, you guys figured it out. And it's funny. I told Cole on his show, I said 31 to, I think, 20. And you put the 31 up. We just couldn't put up the 20. So, yeah. And you guys could have put up way more than 31 if you guys chose to. Once again, Andy spared Pete Carroll and his 74-year-old life.
I think they're going to want to send that same message, though, to the Broncos. I think in week 1, Brazil, I mean, Ben could tell you firsthand, going across, not even across the country, across the world to play a football game, it's not easy. You don't play your best.
Not at all.
I think that, the Chiefs are not only going to want to take the Broncos lunch money, I think the next time they play the Chargers, they're going to want to say, you know what happened in week 1 was a fluke. And at that point, the Chargers might be like the blind man that already ran into the table. You could just straight up end them.
I love it, man. Salute to everybody here in the building. We still got almost 600 people strong. If you're watching on Darcy's channel, you guys, salute to you guys. Make sure if you're not subscribed to him, go subscribe to Little Bro. Also, if you're new here to OLV Raiders Network, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Also support our brother Ben, Denver Sports Talk on YouTube. He does phenomenal content for the Denver Broncos. Go hate follow even if you want both these guys. We don't care. Just run those numbers up. Subscribe. We do these shows on a weekly basis, and we want to continue to do these guys, just to make sure that we can continue to cover this AFC West every single season. But we have to have you guys involved. Run those numbers up. Keep hitting that subscribe button and hit that like on both channels, mine and Darcy's. Anything you got on the way out, brother?
I want to ask you, so, and honestly, your rock bottom was that Commanders game.
Yes.
I feel like that was more of a rock.
Initially, I think the Colts game really was.
Okay, I feel like this is the most, like, you hit the rock and they just keep, like, they pounded you into the rock. But what I wanted to ask, like, where do you go? Like, if you were the GM of the Raiders, what are you doing?
Me personally, I'm going to tell Pete, you need to take a back seat here, and you need to play the young guys. We drafted all these guys, Darcy, and Jack Besh is finally starting to get reps, a second-round guy. Darian Porter, our third-round corner, is not getting any burn. He had like 14 reps at the end of the game when the game was over. Caillou Blue was literally, numbers-wise, statistically, the worst corner in football. Why don't you sit him and play Darian Porter, your third-round guy? J.J. Pegues, Tonka Hemingway, our 2 rookie defensive linemen. They're inactive week in and week out. Our 2 offensive linemen, Caleb Rogers and Charles Grant, are inactive week in and week out. We have one of the worst O-lines in football. Let the young guys play. I think if I'm the general manager, I'm saying, hey, Pete, look, this is a lost season. You continue to play the vets. This team is not a good football team. You bench JPJ, but you do not bench Geno Smith, which is very questionable. And once again, it makes me think, and the nation think, that there's an issue with JPJ, a personal thing off the field. But just play the youth at this point and just hope to just get through this season. We have a ton of cap space next year, over $110 million. We have a full draft class. Just play the guys, play the youth. I wouldn't even try to put Brock back out there. Honestly, if Brock goes out there, let's just say we happen to beat Jacksonville. And Pete's not going to be able to help himself, Darcy, because he's here for a short time, not a long time. And he's going to want to win ball games. Pete is going to want to try and prove everybody that he can at least get back to that 500 mark. And let's just say we get close to it. Let's just say somehow, somewhere we get close. What does that do again, Darcy? It takes us right out of the running again to potentially get one of those top guys at the quarterback position. So I just think that Pete is in our way right now. Our head coach is in our way. He continues to play these older guys. We have a ton of our whole linebacking core is on 1-year deals outside of the young guys that aren't getting really any burn. If I'm the general manager, I'm looking ahead and I'm already looking for a replacement for Pete Carroll. And that's no knock to Pete Carroll. I just think that he's in over his head. I think that the game has kind of passed him up. He was once a phenomenal head coach, and this is not the version that we're getting of him. Just that. I mean, And also you better tell him, I don't care. I could have lived losing to you guys 21-0 if Ashton Genty got 30 carries. Like if you just ran the ball, the time of possession was bonkers. Run the football. Geno could not throw the football. Run the ball. He had 6 carries, bro. How do you draft a guy at 6 and give him 6 carries? That shit is a fireable offense. I don't know what Chip Kelly and Pete were thinking, but even when you're down 14-0, get back to running the football because Mahomes and that offense were flying on all cylinders. Run the football, bro. Like if you're a bad football team, you just drafted a running back at 6, which most bad football teams do when they draft running backs early. Run the guy 20 plus times. This should have been a Ashton Genty special. I could have lived with not scoring as long as Genty had over 25 carries. Simple play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's just it's nasty, bro. It's disgusting.
I'll tell you what, man. I think it's not popular, but you gotta burn it. You just gotta burn it, and it starts with the coaching staff.
Yeah.
I think it's not the popular move.
Mm-hmm.
You need to trade Max Crosby.
And it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen because of the emotions in it. If you take the emotions out of it, it makes too much sense to not move him because, man, it's going to be at least 3 years until you're even at a point where he would even serve you.
But let me say this. Maybe they revisit it, Darcy, at the end of the year. Let's just say we don't win a ton of games. Let's just say we win maybe 2 or 3 more games and we end up at 4 or 5 wins, right? And Max is beat up like he is right now, the knee injury, the back injury. Let's just say he's beat up. Get into the offseason. There may be a difference of opinion that Max has and this team has right now leading up to the future. When you get closer to the draft and you know where you stand right there early on, where let's just say you're at 7 or 8, and you have Mendoza, you have Ty, you have those guys, you're thinking, okay, maybe we have to revisit this situation. And Max may say, I didn't sign up for another year of this bullshit. You know what I mean? So they may revisit that in the offseason, but right now it's crystal clear that they're not going to move Max before the deadline.
Yeah. And honestly, trading him in the offseason might actually make more sense financially because you can get more before the draft because these teams will be like, okay, like maybe we could do kind of what I guess Micah Parsons was traded before the season, but like think about how much Micah Parsons would have gone for like on draft day.
Oh, way more.
I think it sucks for you guys, but when the Chiefs traded Tyreek Hill, it was not the popular move, but it changed the direction of this franchise.
Yeah.
And
for the better.
For the better.
Yeah.
And sometimes you got to make a move that hurts in the short term, but will be better in the long term. And I'm not saying trade Max Crosby and run it back with Pete Carroll. You got to burn the bitch to the ground. Like all of it's got to go. Yeah. If your name's not Brock Bowers or Ashton Genty, you got to go. Yeah. But I mean, that's something that, I mean, it's tough because every single year you've had this like mini rebuild instead of just burning the whole thing, starting from scratch, finding a 25-year-old, finding a 30-something-year-old that, is a football nut. And all he does is, finding your Sean McVay, your Kyle Shanahan, your Andy Reid.
Yeah.
You've got to find someone. And I think, you drafted Genty, but this next draft, if you didn't draft a quarterback, because I'm not actually super high on the quarterback class this year, just draft offensive line, defensive line, offensive line, defensive line. Enough with this skill player stuff. Just go get like the trenches.
And Pete's also playing these guys, a lot of these guys out of position. Our starting free safety, Palomar, is a strong safety. He should not be playing free. He is struggling there mightily. You got Jamal Adams, who's been a safety forever, converted to linebacker. He finally got to Mahomes. He was the one that got the only sack on the day for us. But you got JPJ at guard, and I know a lot of people when we drafted him assumed that he may move to guard. But I've always said that he should remain a center, and these guys had different plans for him. But a lot of these guys are playing out of position. It's just very questionable calls from Pete Carroll in this group. Chip Kelly's offense looks very, very, very predictable, and it doesn't look like it's translating to the NFL level. I know he's coming off of a national championship, but it's a lot different at the collegiate level. But also, he was surrounded by a ton of talent on both sides of the football. We do not have a lot of talent on this roster. And the good players, and then even the great players, it's just not enough to get us over the hump to even win some games. So it's tough, man.
I'll tell you what, if I was you, and this would maybe be, it's a little bit of swing. I know I'm preaching to the choir here. I'm going to college and I'm saying, hey, Marcus Freeman, what do you want?
I'm a Notre Dame guy.
I think culture, like you need someone. Because Pete Carroll has not changed the culture. No. Antonio Pierce has not changed the culture. And part of the reason that the culture is the same is because you have people on the sideline that are laughing. Honestly, that's a fireable offense. Honestly, it's a miracle they got to sit on the bus coming back. Yeah. I think you got to find someone that's young, that knows the game. You get him, and then the rest of the stuff, like have your coach, have your offensive line, have your defensive line, and then you can find a quarterback that this coach can develop. But if you try to do it the other way around, you're going to be the Titans with Cam Ward. And that's a shit show right now.
Yep. I agree with you, brother. Salute to Esta. Was it true that did you hear any rumors about them drinking on the sidelines some vodka?
No, he drinks like this special brand of water. He did it in the Super Bowl. He did it it just
a special brand of water.
I'll tell you what, for the story, I would love it if it was, but I don't think it was.
Salute to my guy S. And you know what, Kill, I agree. I like Jamal better at linebacker. He cannot cover at all. But I'm just saying, once again, it's just they're trying to do things differently. This defense does not look the same as the same defense that Graham has historically ran. Once again, you got players like Max Crosby dropping into coverage. It's just, I don't know what they're, it's just so many questions. I just don't know what they're doing out there, man. Honestly, and there's players behind the scenes that are disgruntled, especially guys that are on contract years that are losing money week in and week out for this shit. You know what I'm saying? And I've heard numerous names that I'll tell you behind the scenes that are upset. They're like, well, I'm not going to get a bag next offseason. No. There's nothing there. How am I going to get some money? You know what I mean? So, it's just, I just never thought it would get this bad. But once again, we're the Raiders. We always find new levels of bad. And now we have to deal with it. But once again, we're 2-5. There are some winnable games in front of us. But once again, Jacksonville beat you guys. I think that version is going to show up to play us at Allegiant Stadium off the bye week. I think that Denver is going to show up against us. We haven't beaten them in what now? Was it 2 years now? Something like that. They swept us last year. But it's just, I don't see a glimmer of hope, at the end. What is it? The silver lining at the end of it. I just don't see any of it. I don't see any of it.
I think hope starts when you start now, and you got to start now.
Yeah, I agree. Salute to the chat, you guys. As always, we just got over the hour mark. Appreciate you guys. Salute the little bro. I know he's been dealing with some Wi-Fi issues, but he still popped in. Like he showed up. That's all that matters. Salute to our brother Ben also for pulling up and staying on that hopium like he does week in and week out. I definitely have to agree with you, brother. I think that the Kansas City Chiefs are going to win this division. And I think at some point they're going to run away with it. Honestly. Yeah. And I hate that you agree with me. I hate that you just did it so damn arrogantly. He's like, me too. Like, yeah.
I have never seen that version of the Chiefs. This. If this team played last year's team, this team would kick last year's team's butt.
Yeah, and that team was in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's wild. But anything on the way out, brother?
No, man. It should be a good week of football, and I'm excited to get back next week.
There you go, man. Salute to everybody here in the building. As always, get those likes up on both channels. We appreciate you guys so much. We will see you next week for the AFC roundup. And the good thing is we don't have a game, so we're just going to be covering the Chiefs. We're going to be covering. Hey, and there you go. Well, somehow, some way, we're going to lose Jacoby probably. So we'll find a way to take some type of L during the bye week. But salute to you guys. As always, we are out of here.